Hi, I'm Ahad Lodhi. Today we're going to talk about white blood cell or white blood cell count. That will be the next video in our series of complete blood count. So let's tackle that today. So consider white blood cells as the body's internal army. Okay, these are your troops that your body produces to fight all kind of foreign invaders. The short form of white blood cell is noted on the CBC complete blood count as WBC. These are the fundamental troops of your immune system. Okay, their core job is to work all around the clock and to fight any kind of foreign invaders that your body faces. Okay, the target includes infection, inflammation, foreign threats, parasite, and other problems that can arise while you're fighting those infections and invaders. Your WBC count acts as an early warning radar for your physicians. Okay, if you have a high or low WBC count, it gives your doctors the clues of what can be happening. It can be a hidden infection, it can be internal inflammation, your bone marrow may not be functioning well and producing enough or too many WBCs in certain kind of um, autoimmune diseases and in certain kind of cancers. And it can also be the effect of certain medications that we use that can make you drop your WBC count and in some situation make it go up. When do we check it? We check the WBC count usually as part of any regular blood test that we do. All the primary doctors usually check a certain test panel called complete blood count, and WBC is as part of that panel. That's why we're discussing it in our CBC series. Sometimes we order a CBC with something called a differential count, and sometimes we can order it without a differential count. Now, what's a differential count? There are many different kinds of WBCs in your body or white blood cells, and each of them has a separate role. They are neutrophils, they are leukocytes, they are plasma cells, there are and other cells that help manage different roles in different kind of infections, and they have specific purposes when your body produces it. So differential count can help us identify what percentage of your total white blood cell count is made up of that particular cell. If you have a very high neutrophil count, it usually tells us about infection. If you have very high eosinophils, that usually tells us about allergies or parasite. If you have a lot of leukocytes, that can sometimes happen in certain kind of viral infection. And sometimes when you have a lot of immature WBCs or blast cells, that can sometimes happen in certain kind of cancers. So differential counts sometimes become important, but it's not necessarily always tested during routine blood count, but can be ordered by a physician. What is the optimum level of your garrison? So when you look at your WBC count, it will be anywhere between 4,000 to 11,000. Now, if there's slight variation like 3,800 or 11,200, then that's not a big deal. That's not a big problem. Significant variation, like if you're below 3,000 or above 13 or 12,500, that can signify something going on in your body. Okay, so the normal range is very variable, but within that range is usually not a big issue. But some people who live at a low blood count, for example, somebody who takes chronic chemotherapy or medications and their normal white cell blood count is 2, now certainly it's 9,000, that has to be looked at in the eyes of what's normal for that patient. Okay, so one glove does not fit all the time, and that's where individual medicine and patient care comes into play. So let's talk about what is high WBCs. The medical term we use is called leukocytosis. Leukocytes are the white blood cell counts. White blood cells are called leukocytes in medical terminology, and leukocytosis means too many WBCs. It is not a problem usually on its own. Now, it can be a problem if you have certain kind of cancers that can make you produce a lot of WBCs, but most of the time, the WBCs are high or you have leukocytosis when your body is calling in reinforcements. It means your body needs those WBCs to come and fight a certain threat. If you have some allergy that you're being exposed to, then your body jacks up the production of eosinophils. If you have any bacterial infections, your body jacks up the production of neutrophils. So overall, the total count will go up. That what we see in the WBC count. But then the differential, a different type of WBC also change if you look at the differential. Now, what are some of the most common causes? It can be infections, bacterial infections. It can be inflammation because of a localized injury. It can be stress, severe physical stress, surgery or trauma can also make you produce high WBC count in preparation to fight if anything that comes your way. Some medications like steroid medications specifically can jack up your WBC count, and there are certain medications that are given to patients who have low white blood cell count in chemotherapy to artificially increase it so they don't get any problems as well. Certain bone marrow disorders like certain blood cancers can also make you produce a lot of WBCs that can be a problem. Now, usually having high WBC counts, except for in cancers when you have a lot of WBC counts, the WBCs itself don't cause any problem. It's usually the fight between the white cells, your troops, and the invading forces, the bacteria, the viruses. The fight between those two things, your troops and the foreign invaders, is what produces symptoms. Like you can have fever. So these are the signs of skirmish. These are the smoke that you see. These are the fever. You can get chills. You can get swelling, edema, bruising. All of those things can happen while your troops are fighting the foreign threats. Okay, usually WBCs itself being a little high don't give you any symptoms per se. What do you do in those situations when the WBCs are high or when you have leukocytosis? Well, you have to identify the cause of why the WBCs are high. So the primary focus for physicians is treating the cause of high WBCs, not just the pure number of high WBCs. We usually never give medications in infections to treat the high WBCs. We treat the infection, and then your body tells your bone marrow to stop producing the WBCs, to stop producing more troops, to stop calling reinforcement and calm down. Doctor will also review your medications. Like if you're on steroids, that also can be a cause of high WBCs. And if the counts are very high, those medications are adjusted. And if the levels are high and it's not an infection and it's not a medication, then sometime we have to refer you to a specialist like a hematologist or oncologist to find out if there's any reasons inside the bone marrow like cancers, leukemias, and lymphomas that are producing very high WBCs or white cell counts. So the next we talk about leukopenia. It's the opposite of leukocytosis. So leuko means white and penia means lacking of. So it means low white blood cell counts. So what happens is that you don't have enough troops available. Okay, so your troops are stretched very thin. So now if you have infections, you will not have enough troops to fight those infections. Okay, and you are at a threat to catching infections that normally your body fights without you knowing about it. Okay, somebody who has very low white cell count, they may get some unique infections that a normal person with a healthy white cell count does not get because they are constantly fighting around the clock and you don't even know about most of the time. What are the causes for you to have a low blood count? Is viral infections. Certain infections directly affect your bone marrow and affect and deplete the white cell count. Certain medications like chemotherapy and immunosuppressant medications, they reduce the white cell count, sometimes by intention, but sometimes they overdo it and then we have to back off of those medications. Sometimes you have bone marrow problems that your bone marrow does not produce enough white cell counts when it needs to. So that can be certain kind of cancers and diseases of the bone marrow. Certain autoimmune conditions destroy your white cell count directly. Your body is confused and is identifying its own cells as enemy and they're fighting among each other. And sometimes when you have massive infections in shock state, you use up a lot of white cell count in fighting and now the production is lagging behind and you have a low reserves at that time as well. Okay. So what are some of the symptoms and signs and problems that you can face when you have low white blood cell count? Well, the main thing is you are exposed to outside threats. You're exposed to breaches. You have an increased risk of enemy breaches. Okay, a low white blood cell count can directly increase your risk of catching infections. Like it can be somebody who catches these viral bugs repeatedly. They're sick all the time, most of the time. They usually run a temperature for no reason because they are catching those infections. And sometimes a normal infection, a normal respiratory infection that takes somebody 5 to 7 days, these patients who have a low white cell count, they can drag it out for a long period of time and the normal illnesses are prolonged much more than normal. Okay, so those can be the signs of low white cell count. What do we do in those situations when you have a low white cell count? Well, if it's a very slight fluctuation, as mentioned before, you just keep an eye on it and check it repeatedly and see a trend of if that's normal for you or if it's normalizing after a certain while, that you were sick for a little bit and now it's recovering on its own. If it is because of a medication, then you adjust those medications. Like if steroids are making it very high, then you back off on the steroids if possible. If there's certain chemotherapy that's making it drop too low, then you back off the chemotherapy if it's needed. Okay, and if you have a new infection while you have low white cell count, then those infection needs to be addressed immediately, because sometimes you can't leave it on the body to fight it, because guess what, you don't have enough troops to fight that infection, so then you need external help. Sometimes, despite all these things, if I as a nephrologist not able to understand what's causing that low white cell count to happen, you have to be referred to a specialist like a hematologist or an oncologist to look into it in more detail. Sometimes it also needs a bone marrow biopsy to see what's happening inside the base command center. So let's briefly summarize high white cell count or leukocytosis and low blood cell count leukopenia. So high blood cell count means your body is calling in reinforcement or producing too many troops, okay, when it's not needed in certain kind of cancers. The main cause is fighting infections, stressors, or medications. Key symptoms is due to the fighting, not from the high blood cell itself, is fever, chills when the fight is active, and the core action is to treat the root cause, not treat the high number of white blood cell count, is to treat the cause of why you have high WBC. On the leukopenia, on the other side, your defenses are stretched too thin. You don't have enough troops to fight those infections and outside problems. Why it is happening? Either you are destroying your white cell count too much because of the disease process itself, or because of medications, or because of infection, or your bone marrow is not producing, or your factory is not producing, or your base camp is not producing enough troops, enough white cell counts. The symptoms are usually you get sick very easily, and the sickness is usually prolonged. Now, what you do about it? You protect the patient from infection in those sensitive times, and you treat the cause of low white cell count and try to replenish it as soon as possible. So overall, it's your internal body's army, the white cell counts and the white cell itself, that works around the clock to keep you safe. They keep your body's immune system vigilant. They make up the immune system of your body. When we talk about our immune system, this is our immune system. Okay, you have many different kind and variety of white cell counts, and each serve a purpose and each serve a role, and they manage different lines of defenses against viruses, infections, parasites. Okay, they communicate with each other. They communicate with your bone marrow to produce certain high levels of one cell, low levels of other cells, and monitor it and adjust it accordingly. Okay, so it's your doctor's job to see the variations in your white cell count and try to make sense of what's causing it and address the issues if they see that it's variable high or variably low. I hope it sheds some light on white blood cell count and what it means, and not it just doesn't mean one thing. It can mean many different things, and I try to explain that and simplify it for you. Next video we'll talk about platelets, and after the next video that will kind of conclude our CBC or complete blood count series and the important points in those tests. Thank you very much. Have a good day.